Well, you're a step closer to the end of the week. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday. I'm Jurnee Taylor. Starting you off with a noon update into an ongoing problem. Some of you may be experiencing a bit of trouble with your cell phone connection today. Anyone with AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, or Cricket Wireless may be feeling the impact of a nationwide outage. Through the morning hours, thousands of customers reported being unable to make phone calls or connect to the internet, and at this time, we still don't know the reason for the outages. Well, with no cell phone connection, Nathan, maybe this is a good chance to get outdoors. It's still gloomy, but it feels good out there.
Good afternoon, Jurnee. We are seeing some breaks in that cloud cover, and it's warm and it's humid out there. It does not feel like February. It feels more like April. With temperatures like this, 70 right now in Little Rock, 75 in Fort Smith. You see the breaks in the cloud cover in west central Arkansas trying to bleed its way into central Arkansas. So we will see some more sunshine as the afternoon wears on. Also on the breezy side, we've had those winds kicking in from the south-southwest about 10 to 20 miles per hour with some higher gusts. Nothing showing up on radar at this time across central Arkansas, but that will be changing. A cold front is diving its way down to the south and southeast, and this cold front will trigger, looks like a broken line of showers and storms developing across central Arkansas around probably 4, 5, 6 o'clock time frame. And some storms could be a little bit on the strong side. We do have a 1 out of 5 risk. This is primarily because a storm may try to produce dime to quarter size hail with maybe a damaging wind gust report. Cannot be ruled out. But overall, the severe weather threat very, very low from 3 o'clock until 8 o'clock this evening, primarily to the east of Little Rock. I'll have more on what you can expect to close out the work week on your Friday with some cooler numbers coming up.
All right, Nathan, thank you. Alarms are sounding off over reproductive rights after the Alabama Supreme Court ruled that frozen embryos can be considered children. Frustration is being felt as that ruling led to the state's largest hospital putting a pause on IVF treatment. The University of Alabama Health System says the pause in fertility treatments will allow them to evaluate the court ruling in an effort to avoid putting patients and doctors at risk of protection.
This is unprecedented. It is an affront to the millions of babies that have been born through IVF.
And that is at risk of prosecution. The National Infertility Association says the ruling could have devastating consequences even at the national level. Maternal health remains a big talker back in our side of the world. Governor Sanders joined in on a roundtable to discuss long-term support for mothers. With some people feeling the challenges of finding proper health care, the governor says her team is looking at ways to improve reimbursement rates. However, her biggest concern is making sure moms are more aware of what options are available after giving birth.
We already provide that. We just do a really terrible job of actually transitioning people after that 60-day period. And that's something that I think could make a big, big difference.
Experts also say maternal mortality should also remain part of the conversation, as Arkansas has one of the worst rates for deaths related to pregnancy. Free health screenings will be available this weekend with the return of the UAMS Mid-South Black Expo. The expo is celebrating its 20th year of impacting the community, and it's the perfect place if you want to check on your health while having a bit of fun. In addition to free screenings, there will also be mammograms provided by the UAMS Mammo Van. The expo will have 2 stages, 100 vendors, food trucks, and entertainment. Thousands are expected to be in attendance, and if you wish to join in on the action, it all kicks off this Saturday at 9 a.m. at the West Wind Events Center on Windsong Drive in North Little Rock. A new update after the Department of Education decided on how to move forward in regards to calendar changes for the remainder of the academic school year. The board approved changing the school calendar from a certain number of days to a certain number of hours. 30 districts can now move forward with making the change, while 89 other districts must wait on a decision from their local school boards. The change means schools can start the day earlier or later to make up any missed snow days. And speaking of changes, summer break will look a bit different this year for students attending Pine Bluff High School. The school board approved an early start schedule, meaning that Pine Bluff students will return in July. While this creates a longer school year, it also comes with more breaks along the way.
Happy for the new schedule. You know, it increases retention, which improves test scores. Better test scores, more funding for our schools. A better school, a better community.
The district superintendent says the decision comes after weeks of polling the community and is hopeful the change helps improve students and teacher attendance. Jacksonville is looking to make the city more attractive by bringing in more businesses. Robert Birch was recently hired as the new Director of Economic Development. He says he's excited to step into the position and already has a few ideas up his sleeve.
More restaurant options, some entertainment, especially for our youth. You know, something that we can tie in with the high school. Would love to bring something to foster some innovation and entrepreneurship here.
Birch also says they want to make more out of the buildings already up and is looking to use funds from new businesses to improve the overall well-being of the city. And if you're looking for new job opportunities, the Arkansas Travelers may be the place for you. The Travs are hosting their annual job fair, hoping to fill a number of positions. If you're interested, head to the North Little Rock Chamber of Commerce from 4 to 6 this evening and from 9 to 11 in the morning of Saturday. 70 new jobs are on the way as Camden will soon be home to a new missile production company. The new $63 million investment has been in the works for months. The missiles created will be used in Israel's Iron Dome and the U.S. Marine Corps. It's a development that Arkansas lawmakers are pretty excited to get up and running.
It's about keeping the men and women that protect us, keeping them safe, themselves safe as they keep us safe.
Spending for defense is investing in the things that are priceless, peace and freedom.
Lawmakers say spending for defense is priceless, as you heard, and the new development comes as the U.S. has provided almost $3 billion to Israel for Iron Dome costs and maintenance.
No American citizen should consider traveling to Russia for any reason, period.
The U.S. Department of State sending down a major warning after an amateur ballerina living in L.A. with dual Russian citizenship was detained in Russia last month. The warning comes as the death of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny sparked a national response, including that of U.S. leaders. With the White House now promising to come down on Russia, President Biden is calling on his counterparts to hold Vladimir Putin accountable.
Putin is responsible for Navalny's death. Why can't Trump just say that? Putin's responsible.
The lead sanctions official for the U.S. Treasury Department met with allies yesterday in Europe to coordinate the next round of actions to be taken in response to Navalny's death. Well, we all know how human voices their concerns to one another, but what about species under the sea? In minutes, we give answers to a mystery unsolved for decades. Nathan?
And we got some clouds out there for our Thursday journey. These clouds may produce a spotty shower or storm later today. I'll have another look at future radar and talk about a fantastic weekend in store coming up.